Have you ever stopped for a moment and wondered how your choices today will shape the way your life feels when you're 80? It's something most of us don't think about until much later. But the truth is, the habits, decisions, and relationships we build now quietly decide how those golden years will unfold. Aging isn't just something that happens to us. It's something we shape with every walk we take, every friendship we nurture, every thought we choose to focus on. Too often, people reach their later years and realize that what they ignored decades earlier has now become the center of their life. Health problems, loneliness, regrets, or struggles that could have been softened with a bit of care and wisdom. But here's the good news. It's never too late to start steering your life in a better direction. In this video, we'll explore 7 powerful things you should do before you turn 80 to avoid a miserable old age. And instead, create one that feels peaceful, proud, and deeply fulfilling. Each step is simple, but together, they form the foundation for a life filled with dignity, health, and joy, no matter your age. So, find a comfortable place to sit, take a deep breath, and stay with me until the very end. You might just discover that your best years aren't behind you. They're still waiting ahead. Number 1, protect your mobility. If there's one thing that determines the quality of your life after 80, it's how well you can move. Your legs, your balance, your strength. These are the keys to independence. Yet, so many people take them for granted until it's too late. They wait until their 70s or 80s to pay attention to their body, only to realize that stiffness, pain, and weakness have already taken root. But think about it. Every time you get out of bed without groaning, every time you walk to the kitchen without fear of falling, every time you bend down to tie your shoes with ease, those small actions are actually signs of freedom. Protecting your mobility is like putting savings in a health bank. The more you invest in it now, the more it pays you back later in confidence, independence, and peace of mind. And protecting it doesn't mean you need to join a gym or run marathons. It's about small, consistent actions. Gentle stretching every morning, short walks after meals, practicing balance, keeping your posture upright and avoiding long hours of sitting. When your body moves freely, your mind feels lighter. You carry yourself with dignity, not frailty. You move through the world with calm assurance. Instead of hesitation, let's look at a simple story. Robert, a 74-year-old retired teacher, began doing short chair exercises every morning, just 10 minutes a day. Nothing fancy, just slow leg lifts, stretches, and standing balance work. By the time he turned 78, he realized that many of his friends were struggling to walk, while he could still climb stairs, take walks, and even dance with his wife on weekends. That one small daily habit gave him something money couldn't buy: freedom. When you keep your legs strong, your world stays open. You can visit friends, go shopping, travel, and live without depending on others. But when movement fades, life slowly shrinks, the house becomes your world, and even simple tasks start feeling like mountains. So, if you want to protect your future happiness, start with your legs today. Treat your mobility like gold. Stretch, walk, move. Because when you can move, you can live. Number 2, guard your finances. Now let's talk about another pillar of peace: financial stability. After 80, one of the hardest realities many people face isn't illness, it's financial stress. The fear of running out of money, relying on children, or wondering if you can afford your medications or bills can quietly eat away at your peace of mind. That kind of stress can make even the healthiest person feel old before their time. But here's the truth. Guarding your finances isn't about greed. It's about dignity. It's about being able to make your own choices no matter your age. You don't need to be rich to be secure. What matters most is being wise, knowing where your money goes, keeping debts low, and having a plan for emergencies. Linda understood this well. At 72, she sat down with a financial advisor to simplify her accounts and make a plan for the next 20 years. She downsized her home, canceled unnecessary expenses, and built a modest emergency fund. By 79, she wasn't worried about what-ifs. She was free to enjoy her time. Knowing her needs were covered, she didn't need luxury. She just needed peace. And that's the real reward of financial preparation. The freedom to focus on living instead of surviving. Studies show that older adults who feel financially stable report lower anxiety, better sleep, and stronger overall happiness. It's not about the number in your account. It's about the sense of control. When you know you can take care of yourself, you carry a quiet confidence that radiates in everything you do. So if you're still working, plan ahead. If you're retired, review your expenses. Make simple, practical adjustments that give you long-term stability. Think of money as a safety net. It doesn't make you fly, but it catches you when you fall. Remember, peace of mind in your 80s begins with preparation in your 60s and 70s. So guard your finances, not for wealth, but for freedom, security, and dignity. Number 3, nurture your relationships now. Let's talk about something that no amount of money or strength can replace: connection. Loneliness is one of the quietest, yet most painful parts of growing older, and the truth is, it rarely appears overnight. It builds slowly. One missed phone call, one forgotten lunch, one "I'll reach out later" that never happens. By the time many people realize they're lonely, their social circle has already faded away. But it doesn't have to be that way. Relationships are like gardens. They bloom when watered, and wither when ignored. Human beings are wired for connection. We're meant to share laughter, stories, meals, and quiet moments with others. Without that, even a healthy body starts to feel tired. In fact, researchers say loneliness is as harmful to health as smoking or obesity. It raises blood pressure, weakens immunity, and even speeds up cognitive decline. But beyond the science, loneliness simply makes life feel empty. Days blur together. The silence grows heavy, and joy becomes harder to find. That's why nurturing relationships before 80 is one of the most important choices you can ever make. Make time for family, not just on holidays, but in everyday moments. Call an old friend just to say hello. Join community gatherings. Attend events or volunteer. Even brief conversations, a chat with your neighbor, a smile to the cashier, can lift your spirit and remind you that you belong. Think about Harold, age 76. Every month he called his old Army friends to check in. Every week he attended a church social. When he turned 80, even though some friends had passed, he was surrounded by people who cared deeply about him. His life felt rich, not because of wealth, but because of connection. So take this to heart. The love you invest in others becomes your greatest support in old age. Reach out. Forgive quickly. Show up for the people who matter. The relationships you build today will become the warm blanket that keeps you safe, comforted, and loved tomorrow. Number 4, prioritize your mental health as we grow older. Most people focus on their physical health, taking medications, walking for exercise, eating right. But what too many forget is that mental health shapes how you experience every single day of aging. Your mind is the lens through which you see life. If that lens becomes clouded with anxiety, sadness, or confusion, even the brightest day feels dim. Before 80, one of the kindest things you can do for yourself is to care for your inner world. Mental health isn't only about avoiding depression or memory loss. It's about protecting your peace, your sense of self, and your emotional strength when life changes. Because aging brings loss. Loss of loved ones. Loss of independence, sometimes loss of physical strength, and yet, those who prepare their minds to adapt can still find meaning and gratitude through it all. Simple practices make a difference. Spend time in nature. Journal your thoughts. Pray or meditate. Learn new things. Laugh often. Talk openly about what you feel. If something weighs heavy, don't keep it buried. Reach out to a friend, a counselor, or even a support group. There's courage, not weakness, in asking for help. Think about Margaret, 73, who lost her husband after 45 years together. For months, she felt hollow, until she joined a community painting class. At first, she just wanted a distraction, But as colors filled her canvas, something else began to fill her heart: connection, focus, and peace. By 80, she was surrounded by friends and creative purpose. Her mind was active, her spirit calm. Remember, your mental health deserves as much care as your body. When your mind feels steady, the world around you feels brighter. And when you nurture that inner peace, aging becomes not a burden, but a continuation of growth. Take a deep breath, protect your thoughts, guard your emotions, and fill your days with things that make your spirit feel alive. Number 5, build a reliable support network. No one is meant to walk through life, or aging, alone. Yet so many older adults slowly drift into isolation without noticing. A friend moves away, a spouse passes, children get busy, and before you realize it, the phone rings less, and the days grow quieter. That silence can be dangerous, not only to the heart, but to the body. Loneliness increases stress, weakens immunity, and can shorten life expectancy. That's why before you reach 80, it's so important to build a reliable circle of support. People who can check on you, listen, and share life's ups and downs. Your network doesn't have to be large, it just needs to be real. A few good friends, kind neighbors, relatives you trust, and that's enough. Consider George, 76. After retiring, he noticed his friends were drifting apart. Instead of staying home, he joined a local community garden. At first, he only wanted fresh vegetables, but soon he found something much richer: friendship, laughter, and purpose. By 80, he had people who noticed if he didn't show up, people who cared. That's what a true support network gives you: safety, belonging, and the feeling that you matter. When something goes wrong, these are the people who'll check on you. When life feels heavy, they'll remind you that you're not alone. So take initiative. Join a club, volunteer, or simply keep in touch with the people you already love. Be there for others too. Support works both ways. The friendships you nurture today become the strength you'll lean on tomorrow. Number 6, create a financial safety net. You've already learned about guarding your finances, managing your money wisely. But now let's talk about something slightly different: your safety net. A financial safety net means that even if something unexpected happens, an illness, a repair, a change in income, you'll still be okay. Having that cushion doesn't mean you need wealth. It simply means you have a plan. Maybe it's some emergency savings, insurance, or a smaller home that's easier to maintain. Ellen understood this well. At 75, she sold her big house and moved into a cozy apartment near her daughter. She used the extra money to build a small savings account for emergencies. By 80, she felt light. No stress, no clutter, no worry. That sense of security allowed her to focus on what truly mattered: friendships, travel, and joy. When you know your basic needs are protected, your mind relaxes. You sleep better. You laugh more. You live freer. Financial stability isn't about greed. It's about peace. It lets you age with dignity, without fear of being a burden. So review your finances while you can. Simplify. Save a little. Plan ahead, because every dollar wisely managed today becomes peace of mind tomorrow. Number 7, embrace a sense of purpose now. The final and perhaps most powerful key to a happy life after 80. Purpose. Purpose gives your days meaning. It's what gets you out of bed with a sense of, I still matter. Without it, even comfort and health can feel hollow. But with it, life, no matter your age, feels vibrant and worthwhile. Purpose doesn't have to be big. It can be as gentle as caring for a pet, tending a garden, volunteering, sharing stories with grandchildren, or being that kind neighbor who listens. Robert, who retired at 72, learned this firsthand. For months, he felt adrift. Then one day, he began volunteering at a food pantry, greeting visitors, stacking shelves. It seemed small, but that small act brought him enormous joy. By 80, he was surrounded by friendship and gratitude, not because he sought it, but because he gave it. Purpose feeds the soul. It keeps your mind sharp, your heart steady, and your spirit young. When challenges come, purpose whispers. Keep going. You still have something to give. So ask yourself, what gives my life meaning? Whatever the answer, nurture it. Because a life with purpose never feels old. Final reflections. As we close this journey, take a quiet moment to think about what you've heard. 7 choices that shape how your later years will feel. Protect your mobility, guard your finances. Nurture your relationships. Prioritize your mental health, build a support network. Create a financial safety net. Embrace your sense of purpose. Each one is simple on its own, but together, they create a powerful foundation for a peaceful, independent, and fulfilling life. Growing older isn't about counting the years. It's about making the years count. No matter where you are right now, remember, it's never too late to start. Every small choice, a stretch, a phone call, a saving habit, a kind word, plants seeds for a happier tomorrow. Maybe as you listen, one lesson stood out to you. If so, hold it close. Let it guide your next step. You have so much wisdom, experience, and strength within you. Your story isn't finished. In many ways, it's just entering its most meaningful chapter. Thank you for being here, for giving yourself the gift of reflection and care. If this message touched you, leave a comment and share one thing you'll start doing today to shape your future. And if you'd like more gentle reminders like this, subscribe and stay connected. We have many more lessons to share. Until next time, take care of your body, your mind, your heart, and your peace. Because the best way to age well is to live wisely, one small, mindful choice at a time.